To game number 1 of this best of 5 series. It's going to be, like we said, it's going to be Team Alternate Attax versus Beat our BakerZ.
And let's see if this match is going to be a piece of cake for Alternate, or whether they're going to be facing that's the way the cookie crumbles if Beat our BakerZ is going to be victorious. But Blackheart's Bay, we've seen a lot of teams play on that map just to avoid Haunted Mines and Sky Temple.
This is true. Like, the first bans when it comes to our map ban system is always Mines, Temple, Garden. And then it's just those 3 maps left, and they ban out Cursed and Dragonshire for later, so that they feel more comfortable, and it always just sort of ends up on Blackhearts by default. It's quite a weird system, but it's interesting. It just pops up as this every time.
Exactly. Let me actually pull up the overlay. Give me 1 second.
Alright, no worries. While you are doing that, I will introduce the team on the left-hand side. So, ladies and gentlemen, spawning on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, it is Team Alternate. And starting in the top lane, we have Krolu playing as Malfurion. In the mid lane, it is Gluehammer on the Valor. And in the bot lane, it is Arab on the Tyrande. It is Gusio on the Sergeant Hammer, and Mopsio will be playing the ETC.
And on the other side is Nande playing on the Tassadar. We have Tekno Viking playing on the Stitches. And in the bottom lane we have Thief playing on the Nazebo, Tomzy on the Zagara, and finally KotH, who's going to be the lone wolf this game. He's playing on Rhaegar.
Yep, and we see Beat our BakerZ playing very aggressively into the enemy side of the map here. Creep instantly going down by Tomzy, the rest of the team protecting him. Gets owls though, so they do see exactly what's going on here. Is that Creep Tuber there in the bush? I am not sure. We'll work it out. But for now,
yes and no.
Very aggressive in this bot lane, trying to get some pushing done. Alan though, already heading down here and starting to clear up some creep, and Mopsio hanging around on this bridge looking to maybe try and gank Nanda, but with that Oracle, Nanda is pretty safe.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to happen, but Alan and Mopsio are already in place.
The scout.
Yeah, very nicely done, but they are in position to go for the treasure chest. First coin going over to Mopsio, stun onto Tomzy. Tomzy taking quite a bit of damage. The power slide will be enough. And Alternate immediately getting the first blood. Now they're going to be focusing their attention onto Mopsio. Mopsio doesn't really have anywhere to go at this point.
Zombie Wall does not land, though. Alan gets caught, throws down his stun to try and get KotH, but KotH does dodge. And Alternate all able to get out here, and they've cleared up quite a lot of creep here in the process, grabbing all the coins. Who got all top lane? Looks like the majority of the top lane coins went over to Gluehammer, but Nanda was able to steal at least 1.
Yeah, very well done here by Nanda. Thief, KotH, and Tomzy now going to continue their push in this bottom lane, but Alternate in a very good position. They already have 9 of those 10 coins, and looks like Vala is going to be handing in 4 of them just to make sure that she can roam around a little bit without having to fear that if she dies, she drops all those coins. And Gluehammer just a little bit too early on that one.
Yep, this is true. Right now, though, bot lane is being very heavily pushed up. We're seeing a Sergeant Hammer on its own, which is something we don't often see at all. It's usually the tri-lane.
Oh, Thief in a lot of trouble. He's going to get hit by the stun, most likely, and runs into it. Alan with the owl trying to deal some damage, but now he has to be careful because he runs straight into all of those minions, and the Killer Hunter still chasing down Gluehammer. Gluehammer in a lot of trouble, but should be able to survive this one. He's going to head straight back to base. Yep,
Gluehammer able to get out of there. Thief playing very forward. And what's up with this creep tumor here? There's 2 creep tumors and one of them's not actually spawning creep. So that's a bit weird.
What's up with that creep tumor, you know?
What's up with the creep tumor?
This is like a Jerry Seinfeld start of a comedy run. What's up with this creep tumor?
What the hell's up with creep tumors, man? They give creep and it increases movement speed. What's up?
What's up with that?
Oh dear. In the meantime, though, all this action has been happening in the bot lane. Nothing is really going on in the top 2 lanes. We're seeing just pushing and then counter-pushing, soaking up XP. Currently, though, Nanda was left alone in the mid lane a bit and is able to give his team a little bit of an XP lead. And now he's trying to out-trade Gluehammer. Gluehammer, though...
And not really the smartest move, though. You're playing with fire against a Vala. But, yeah, you're right.
Those shields, he can out-trade it pretty well. And
until his mana runs out, of course.
This is true. Mana is quite important, but Vala's not the most mana efficient. of heroes in ETC coming in, looking to maybe try and steal the easy camp, but now he is very outnumbered. But in comes Valor and Alan to try and deal with this. Mopsio is now just tanking here. In comes Tomsy from behind, but he might just get caught out here. The fight is going to continue. Tomsy gets the shield from Tassadar, and it looks like BR Bakers are just going to chase Alternate out of their side of the map. In the meantime, Stitches and Crowloo have just been
it actually
living up here.
continues here. Nande getting hit by the stun. And so now Oracle has been popped by Nande, allowing them to see that the entirety of Alternate is going to go back to base. Or, well, at least back to lanes / base.
Yep. Like we said, Stitches and Malfurion have sort of just been trading glances. Haven't really said anything to each other. But have just been living up there now, though. Finally coming to help their teams. And there goes
this is very good, actually. Look at the treasure chest at the top side here. Nande in a lot of trouble, uses Dimensional Shift, will be able to escape, or barely is able to escape. But at the very least, they did manage to get all the coins there. So Techno Viking and Nande are did a very well job there. But eventually, Alternate, they had the coins, so they're just going to be moving in, and they're wasting cannonballs at this point.
This is true, but they are still getting damage. Damage done is never damage wasted, unless it is on a Chen, who is shielding up and just completely shielding everything. I will say though, if we just look at the minimap and just have a look at the bottom side of the map, this is some of the best creep spread I have seen since Patch Zergs. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Look at it, it's everywhere. He has vision of everything.
It kind of resembles like a StarCraft 2 game.
That's what I said. That's what I meant with Patch Zergs. Like WCS UK. Back in the day of the original WCS series.
Actually, Thief has to be a little bit careful here, as Mopsio and Guccio are here together trying to get the night camp going over to Mopsio. Thief is still there. Mopsio is thinking about it, but opts not to go in. Just uses the power slide to clear out these minions here, and Guccio and Mopsio are going to have a lot of fun. In the meantime, though, Alternate has already hit level 10. Oh, never mind. BakerZ as well, so...
Yep, and let's have a look at some of the ultimates here. We have the very standard stuff out of pretty much everyone, but we do have Strafe coming from Valor for Team Alternate. So very aggressive, high damage there, just going to be relying on ETC to defend. And ETC running the stage dive, so going to want to jump in onto people as much as possible. Tekno Viking is backing out here, not going to pop his ult, which is
actually he is going to...
He gets the hook. No, he's got Putrid Bile. It wouldn't have been a Gorge.
Oh, it's... yes. I was under the impression it was a Gorge, but...
It usually is, but running the Putrid Bile, going to be working on all that kiting, and it's pretty good in this fight area due to the fact that it's such a thin area. Any enemy that tries to get past your front line to your back line is going to have to run through all of that bile and take the 20 damage per second and the 35% movement speed reduction.
But for now, though, it's BR Bakers who managed to hand in their full share of coins. That's going to be shooting straight at the mid lane. They're immediately moving in as well, so they're going to assist their pirate ship in taking out these gates.
They don't kill the gate quick enough for it to not waste a cannonball on it, which is unfortunate.
Then again, they still have 6 cannonballs to take out the fort and the tower next to it.
I don't think that will take out the...
That should be enough, though.
Oh, yeah. 3... Ooh, that's going to be tight.
Enough, I think.
It's going to be tight. I don't think it is. Yeah, it is. I'm wrong.
Yes, you're wrong. Techno's right.
So where's the last cannonball going? It's going to the mid, to the top lane at gate. In the meantime, BR Bakers roaming up to the top lane, going to start clearing out this hard camp. And while this is going on, Thief has been hanging in the bot lane, getting bullied by Sergeant Hammer, but at least hanging around for the XP and for the stacks, as he does have the Death Ritual.
Oh, look at the Alternate right now. They have 12 coins in their possession. Gluehammer moving up just to scout it out. But if they actually get this full hand in here, things are going to turn sour really fast for the team of BR Bakers. But Gluehammer, completely alone, getting knocked off his high horse by Thief. And is forced to walk straight back into lane together with Guccio. There are the zombies. They don't do all that much.
BR Bakers actually 1 coin away from a full turn in here, and they do have a coin on Thief. They just need to get him up there, and he is going to head up there. They have full vision where their enemies are with the combination of that Creep Tumor and the Oracle coming out of Tassadar. So there's going to be very little Alternate can do about this. They're just hanging around in this bot lane right now. But there is another turn in for BR Bakers.
Yeah, that's going to give them level 14, which isn't all that important because of the fact you don't get a talent, you only get a little bit of a stat buff, and you don't get your heroic abilities. So Being one level behind, most likely isn't that much within the bottom lane. Tekno Viking together with Nande moving in. There's the hook straight to Krolu. Krolu does manage to walk just away here. There's Mopsio going straight in with the stage dive. And Tekno Viking with the Putter Bell dealing a lot of damage. Ancestral Healing is going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. But the Starfall is so strong.
Oh my god. They need to combo this. The Storm's good. There's the Ravenous Spirit. And down goes Malfurion. All the healing is gone. Thief gets interrupted though from his ult. So it looks like Alan may actually be able to survive. No, he isn't. The Storm kills him off. Nanda looks like he's going to sacrifice his life for this. He shields himself. Oh, he didn't actually move there, but he's still continuing the chase. Down goes Valor. He just dimensional shifted and stood there, waiting for himself to pop back up so we could kill Valor. Mopsio able to dodge the hook, though, and Gusio was able to back out. But that was a 3-for-1.
We learn don't give stitches to Tekno Viking. Those hooks were amazing. The fact that he, during that fight, he was able to pull one of the members of Alternate straight into the middle of his team and blow him up immediately. And that is some hooking potential right there.
Yep, this is very, very true. We should have also learned why Stitches is usually the second ban to Zeratul, but he was let through this time.
Or maybe the second ban to Illidan in this case.
Yeah, maybe. We may actually see more Zeratuls.
Look at BakerZ. They are immediately making use of this advantage, getting another full hand in, and in this case, there's nothing left in the bottom lane. The fort is going to go down, the fountain is going to go down, the tower is going to go down, and they're going to be dealing a little bit of damage to that middle lane tower as well.
Yeah, and BakerZ currently taking as many mercenaries as they can. They're starting on the bot easy. They're starting on the bot hard, but that was just scouted by the Sentinel. Do they want to continue? Looks like they do want to continue taking that risk, but it's getting even riskier as Gluehammer and Gusio are still around. And while that's happening, Tomsy is up top.
Yeah, but they are really afraid of the fact that Thief and Conti were nearby. They know what happened last time with the hook. They can no longer afford themselves to be out of position in any way. Alan at this point, together with Gusio, is going to stand near the hand-in point to try and maybe get some coins there. But the issue is Tekno Viking is there again. He's going to have his hook ready very soon. But the stun from Tyrande is going to, well, be delay that a little bit. But Alternate, I would say, in a very bad position at this point. They're going to have to wait until level 20.
I would agree, but they have come back from worse positions than this. Tomsy currently trying to catch himself back up on his creep spread as he's sort of been neglecting it. And the reason he's been so aggressive with this creep spread is because of his level. Wow, his level 1, 3, and 7 talents. In fact,
they're actually onto Krolu. Krolu is that? Yeah, he will be able to. Wait, nice ice block there.
That was pretty swag. That was awesome. But yeah, having a look at the early level talents for Zagara, we have increased health regeneration on creep by 200%, which is giving her visible health regeneration. Then we have Tumor Clutch, which means Creep Tumor mana cost has been removed and the cooldown has been reduced by 10 seconds, so he's giving all this creep for free. And we have the Endless Creep, which means Creep Tumor spread 50% faster and have 100% increased health. So Tomsy has just been making the most out of this.
Let me stop you right there as the Sentinel is going straight over the boss camp. BakerZ is getting ready. They're going with the stage dive. Mopsio is right in the middle there. He's going to do what he does best. Let's just land all the CC. But Mopsio is now a little bit out of position here. He's going to get taken down, and that means that Alternate is going to be losing this team fight. Nande still on the boss camp.
The strafe,
they finally get the boss camp. Krolu also getting chased down by Tekno Viking, but Vala gets taken out. Now they're on to Krolu. Krolu cannot escape this one. He's getting slowed. He's getting hammered. He's going to go down no matter what. There we go. Malfurion going down as well. And only Gusio and his buddy Alan are able to escape this massacre. And, well, you can say a lot about Alternate, but BakerZ is looking so strong right now.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And that was, I will say, that was a very good idea by Alternate. Like, that's personally a strategy that I do. It's the kind of strategy that you watch in a tournament and go, that was awesome. Using the stage dive, using the knockback, we've seen it before, it is fantastic. Where it went wrong, however, is Stitches has Relentless. So the small duration already of knockback, which might have been enough if ETC could have body blocked to steal the golem, was reduced by 50%. So ETC knocked back Stitches, who was then ready 50% faster than before and was able to get straight back into that circle and deny that boss steal. And then they were just able to beat the crap out of ETC until he did die. But there's the hook onto Gluehammer. Nice vault away though. And Mopsio, like we said earlier, is able to peel to make sure that there was no follow-up to this. BakerZ, playing a bit further back now. They know that all the rest of Alternate are alive. They do not want to get caught out.
Yeah, definitely. And Alternates, while they do have a little bit of a deficit right now, they are looking to get a little bit stronger at level 20. Then they get all the talents that they need, especially for Sergeant Hammer and for Vala. But if we're looking at the talents, Vala going for the ability-based build. We're looking at a EDC going for one of these more standard builds here. The hook
Good
from
job.
Tekno Viking doesn't quite land though. But look at Tarant here, opting to go for the full Sentinel lineup in both the level 1 and level 16 talents here.
Yep, missing the one that
so
reduces cooldown, but still very annoying.
Yeah, but combine it with the fact that it doesn't stop at the first hero, it could deal damage to 5 heroes.
Yeah, that is the thing. She is using it to great effect here. She's actually taken the build I do as well, which has the increased range on Lunar Flare as well. So if you were standing like here-ish, and you were able to keep yourself alive, you could basically deny the pirate pretty much forever. Your cooldowns are like just enough,
speaking of the pirates, BakerZ once again getting a full hand in. That's going to be taking out most of that mid lane.
Yep, and they are going for this bottom hard camp as well. Going to be able to grab that. Moving as a team now, not splitting up very often at all. Alternate, though, completely raiding their way through the BakerZ top lane. Going to try and steal this hard camp as quickly as possible. It actually leashed itself there. But, oh wow, that owl demounting pretty much everyone. But BakerZ are rolling their way in here. They need to get in that circle very quickly. Oh, there's the hook, but we do see that Alternate were able to steal.
There's a little bit more hitting 2 of them. Beautiful placement there. Crowloo and Gluehammer have to get right out of there. Crowloo is already going down.
Ice block.
He's in his ice block.
Why is there a mule here?
No. Now he's going down. Goodbye.
Yeah, Ravenous Spirit was able to take him down. That was a decent ice block, but now there's a mule here for reasons. I'm not sure what purpose that added. But it didn't
nice
really
mule.
help. Nice
I
mule,
like the
bro.
mule.
I like
Standing
the mule.
there, it's going down.
I've seen the mule used effectively, like to block Zagara banelings, but I think that one was just a panic. I'm going to push all the buttons and hope that something works.
I've heard that before. Remember? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just pressing all the buttons. I think that's my line, even.
Yeah, just you start a fight and it's just like, okay, I pushed my buttons. That's Falstad in a nutshell. I pushed my buttons. What
Stun
now?
there on both Thief and Nande as BakerZ is moving in onto this keep down to about 2,000 health, so it will fall pretty fast here. Stage dive! Here we go!
Stage dive. Yep, and there we go. Going on to Tomsy, the Starfall doing huge damage. Tomsy goes down, dropping all his coins. Tekno Viking able to pick most of them up though. Tassadar shields him. The healing ward also able to give him quite a bit of health. They are now backing up, trying to keep everyone alive. Tekno Viking did recover a lot of those coins. However, Mopsio, with 12 coins, was also able to steal a load and had a couple of his own beforehand. BakerZ all going to back up and
another
heal,
thing
and they
during
lost
a
their
fight,
damage
Tetcher. Did you see the amount of damage that they put down onto Mopsio? How he just not Mopsio, onto Zagara. She got an ancestral healing on herself, and it was not fast enough. And this is basically what's going to be happening once they hit level 20. They're just going to be nuking down whoever gets that ancestral healing, as long as it isn't Stitches.
Yep, and we're actually seeing BakerZ being forced out of their own easy camp due to the fact that Alternate were rolling in and they are a man down. They do not want to get caught out. Let's have a look at some of the level 20 talents for BakerZ though, because despite that fight, they are still currently ahead in levels. We have the Twilight Archon coming in for Tassadar, very standard there. The upgrade to Bile by Stitches, which also gives him health regeneration for damage dealt from the Putrid Bar, which is very nice. We have the upgrade of Ravenous Spirit for Nazibo, so he's going to be dealing a lot of damage, even if he doesn't get the full duration off, interrupted by Tyrande or something. Storm Shield coming in from Rhaegar just for that extra defense, and the Bolt of the Storm from...
Crowloo's dead.
Yeah, he's pretty dead. Oh, the ward as well. There's the ice block, though. Oh, the golem!
Like, you're not touching
he survived. He's healing warded. He's still fighting this. He's still alive. His team is nowhere near. He's just buying time at this point. Still alive. Down he goes. That took a while.
I would say that Alternate is now just going to go straight for this bottom keep.
He bought a lot of time. They're going to be able
to take it down before BakerZ can even do this golem here.
Yeah, they bought a lot of time doing that. BakerZ will do the golem, but they're probably not going to be able to be back in time to defend these towers. They might defend the keep, though. However, with 2 sets of giants and a Sergeant Hammer, it's going to be very hard to deal with. But that was pretty cool.
I only see one.
Sorry, just 2 giants and Sergeant Hammer. They're going to be able to clear that.
2 sets? What game are we watching?
There we go.
The golem is in the top lane.
Oh, the Bolt of the Storm into the Baron from Tomsy. Boulder Storm into Devouring Maw, but it only hits Mopsio, and Mopsio able to dash out. Now this is an interesting style, using the Boulder Storm aggressively on Zagara. Usually you would see it as a defensive thing due to the fact that how aggressive the enemy team can be onto her, and basically just pick her off easily enough. However, using it aggressively is very similar to ETC, where you can blink in with Moshpit and just lock someone down for a while. It is quite cool. Speaking of level 20 talents though, we do have the level 20 talents for Alternate. We have Stage Dive, the Stage Dive upgrade, Rock God, coming in for ETC, which means his airtime is reduced so he can jump much quicker. We have Nexus Fury coming in from Valor and Sergeant Hammer. Sergeant Hammer Nexus Fury, we've seen it before, is ridiculously brutal. Storm Shield coming in from Alfurion. Wouldn't be a game really without Storm Shield. We're seeing it a lot nowadays.
Oh my word, look at the pirate hand in here.
Oh,
Sentinel's going to be too late, no matter what.
Didn't cast it. And that is the full turn in for BakerZ. They're now going to head to bot lane, and they've already grabbed that hard camp. So now they're just going to begin pushing it. Alternate, not willing to fight here by the looks of it. Also, they missed a coin up here at the Golem camp.
Well, Texas.
Yep.
Texas were the great Golem.
Wonder we'll see the glitch where the Golem spawns facing the wrong way again because of that. If we even get that far, because currently Blackheart is decimating the bot lane, and there's only one keep left for Alternate as it is.
Yeah, but Alternate just got a massive power boost in hitting level 20. Not only did they get their heroic talents, but if we're looking at both Vala and Sergeant Hammer here, Nexus Frenzy and Nexus Frenzy, that's going to give them a huge artillery in the form of Sergeant Hammer. And Vala, who was already on a ability-based build, can now stay further away while chaining some auto attacks into the ability-based build. What I imagine that Alternate might do at this point is just say YOLO and go straight for the core of BakerZ.
Quite possibly, but that option is definitely there for BakerZ as well. They can just roll in there and try. Conti finally picking up that top coin. Now BakerZ continuing to move as a team, trying to find someone. Tyrande still has not picked her level 20 talent.
What are the options for Tyrande? I believe it's
Storm
Bolt
Shield,
Storm.
I think she has Bolt of the Storm, I'm not sure. But Storm Shield is definitely one. Rewind, I think, is still on her. I'm not entirely sure. And there's the upgrade to her ultimate, which gives her range global and increases the damage.
I would say range global isn't all that bad on this map.
The extra damage is huge.
Yeah, exactly. So if they actually start fighting in close quarters, and if we're looking at both teams' compositions, that is, well, in the worst case, it might happen, but the increased damage, like you said, is pretty big,
yeah,
and
it's
they're already running a full damage con.
It's going to be that or a second Storm Shield, if I had to guess. Both teams, though, just seem to be avoiding each other. However, BakerZ, while avoiding the other team, are just collecting all the coins. They only need 3 more, and now Alternate kind of has to react, because only 3 more coins for another turn. And now only 1 more coin, because Stitches has 2. If they can find another coin on the map, or maybe on an Alternate player, then that's going to be another turn in, and that will kill the bottom lane keep. And they're going to turn those in. 1 coin left for BakerZ to need to turn in. Alternate just still unwilling to really engage here. They're very reluctant.
Waiting for this top lane. They're waiting for BakerZ to go to the top lane, and then they're going to be rushing something. That's what I expect coming out of Alternate.
Yep,
they've already put a little bit of pressure on the top lane, and if Gluehammer is now, he's going to be able to clear out this wave pretty fast. And all they're doing is just they are not taking out the wave. They're allowing it to stack.
They have enough for a full turn in. That's what they're going to try and do now that BakerZ have sort of abandoned this. However, chests have spawned, and that's going to give BakerZ enough coins for a full turn in once this pirate is gone. But
on the other hand,
Alternate's opportunity to try and turn and fight.
I can actually see Alternate baiting BakerZ into such an opportunity.
Well, Alternate have to fight at the turn in now. If they want any hope of defending their bot lane, they have to fight them at the next turn in opportunity. Boss is spawning in 23 seconds as well, so we may just see BakerZ grab that first. But for now, they're being back to base because they've seen Alternate is heading in that direction and they need to defend. Everyone from BakerZ is now here, ready for this defense. We may see Alternate just turn around and leave now that they've forced the back. And that looks like definitely what's going to happen. There's the Oracle. And
Alternate's like, nope, we don't want any of this. We're out. Just follow us, BakerZ.
Yeah. Unfortunately, even with that potential backdoor bait, all their other lanes are still being pushed. So
yeah,
it's
that's the
still
biggest
a bit
issue that
difficult.
Alternate is going to be running into, and that's exactly what they're doing every single time. Every lane, they don't push. What I mean with that is they just kill a few of the minions, and that will allow them to actually get those mega pushes going. Yeah. And it can't happen in the top lane because there are those catapults. It can't happen in the middle lane because those catapults are there as well. But the bottom lane, against those siege giants, this will allow those catapults to start stacking up. And the second wave is already right there. And Alton is like, hey, you guys, you're going for the golem, right? Yeah, we're going for your base.
They're kind of just stuck between that decision of, do we have to defend because top lane's in danger? Do we just go for their base? Do we let them get the golem? BakerZ is actually going to be able to get this golem before they need to be for base, but now most of them are being Stitches.
Stage dive incoming. Look at Mopsio. He's already on the core. The core is taking so much damage. Look at Mopsio. Mopsio is just positioning himself in a very good position there.
Oh, that as well.
Beautiful devouring maw from Tomsy.
They need to deal with Hammer.
Continue to fight.
Need to deal with Hammer. Ravenous Spirit is going to be able to pick off at least someone. The Strafe, though, is dealing a lot of damage. Looks like Alternate are going to be able to take this. And that's GG. Alternate with the back door. The Golem Greed out of BakerZ, losing them that game. And the first game goes over to Team Alternate. We've seen this a lot, where Alternate have been losing for almost an entire game and then just make a comeback. It's the old SK strategy, back in the day with BKB on SK.
My word. But then again, I'm Dutch.
I rarely use my THs, I usually say F. But ladies and gentlemen, getting back on topic a little, we are in game number 2 of this best of 5 series between Alternate and BakerZ, and spawning on the left-hand side, it is going to be BakerZ mostly running the blue Billy Goat, but not all of them. But all of them currently in the top lane. We have Thief on the Tassadar, Tekno Viking is on the ETC, KotH is playing the Lili, Nanda is on the Illidan, and it's going to be Tomsy on the Tyrande.
On the other side, it's Alan once again running the Nazebo. Actually, Alan doesn't often run the Nazebo. It's Mopsio running the Malfurion, Ardren running the Stitches. We have Krolu playing the Rhaegar, and Vala being played by Gluehammer, very quietly waiting behind his own wall. And if we're actually looking at these fountain placements here on the Haunted Mines, we were talking about it in game 1. There's no cheese strategy with the fountains on this map because you're going to take way too much damage from the fort.
Yeah, you can sneak it, but only if your minions are up, and if you're doing that, you might as well just kill the towers anyway. For the moment, though, it looks like the 4-man push coming out of Alternate in the top lane. BakerZ looking to possibly try and take advantage of that. However, Tekno Viking was spotted and is now having to take a pretty roundabout route to try and get home, but he's still trying to go on the engage. Alan gets knocked back, gets stunned, but Thief is rooted through the follow-up, and it doesn't look like we're going to see any death, but maybe spoke too soon. Tomsy gets hooked, he gets shielded by Tassadar, and is going to be able to back out thanks to heals and shields. But trades from both teams get engaged upon, and it looks like BakerZ health-wise came out a little worse from that, but Lili
still onto Mopsio. Mopsio going to get the CC train straight on top of him.
Oh, the body blocks!
The body blocks!
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful,
very well played there by Alternate. Correction by BakerZ, and yeah, Alternate again. Early game isn't really in their favor.
Yeah, let's have a look at the bot lane to see exactly how much it is not in their favor. Gluehammer already having to go back to base on half health due to trading terribly with Nande.
But then again, he's dealing with Illidan. Illidan, not having resources, can just keep jumping straight onto Vala. It deals more damage than Vala early on. So
it's one of my least favourite lanes. Vala versus Illidan is a horrible experience.
Plus Shadow Shield on his evasion.
This is true. It's very, very defensive for the early game. Very
nice to nair onto Ardren. Ardren is going to feel the pain of the CC train, but he's tanky. Yeah, he's going to walk away from this one. But still, the hook misses. And what is Nande doing in this top lane?
Well, they roamed up. That's how it is. Move as a 5-man into the mine so that you don't get ambushed.
This is very nasty.
Oh, they're coming in. BakerZ were turning around, but a couple of them split off already. Nande is on his way back. He moved out quite far, but it looks like they're just going to take some seeds and look for a better engagement, whereas Alternate also beginning to split up and grab some seeds of their own. Currently, seed count pretty even with BakerZ, with a slight advantage they got here first. However, they've trapped themselves at the bottom of the map and given basically the entire rest of the mines over to Alternate. A bit less than ideal. However, the camp with the most amount of skulls is this bottom one in the very bottom, in the very center bottom of the map. But now, BR BakerZ beginning to group up. They managed to come out 2 skulls ahead. Alternate, though, getting to get the start on the boss. Stun coming down. Nice dodge by Arden.
Tekno Viking jumping in with the Shadow Dash, not Shadow Dash. Arden in a lot of trouble. He might be tanky, but he isn't tanky enough. Now they're focusing their attention onto Gluehammer. Gluehammer barely able to escape this one. The Sentinel coming out as well. They're trying to deal some damage here to beat our BakerZ, who are now being attacked by the boss. But Alternate knows, okay, this is not our fight. We need to fall back, and we're going to just push as hard as we can. 60 to 40 in skulls isn't all that bad. But Alternate just says, okay, we're going straight for these camps.
Yep, they were Alternate were a person down. They just decided that it was a smarter decision to back out and pick their next fight later. And for now, they're just going to try and grab this hard camp. BR BakerZ are here, though. In fact, they're all here. And it's going to be Tekno Viking. He's probably going to dash in and try and knock them all out. There's the dash. There's the knockback. He brings it over to 2/3 his side. The fight will continue. There is a healing wall down for Alternate, but however, they get out of the circle, and the hard camp goes over to BR BakerZ.
Oh, Alan is going to go down. Yes, he is going to go down. Now we're on to Mopsio. Mopsio will be falling as well. And Alternate losing so much in so little time.
Nande, the god of aggression there with this Illidan. We do see there's a lot with Illidans just playing super aggressive with that chase. Once an Illidan starts attacking you, you are in serious trouble. And it's nice to see Nande outside of the support role that he was playing at before these roster changes. Currently, support role being played by KotH.
Look at, you were talking about the triple support composition, Tetcher, earlier on. 1, 2, 3 healing wards on the side.
They don't stack! Why? They don't stack. You've just got to place them one at a time. Just like, mine's out, place yours. If they are doing that, huge props to them. That's amazing and awesome. But they don't stack. That is going to be very difficult. But
on the other hand, it does allow them to just create a huge zone in which they can fight. They don't even have to stack them. You can just put them in a line.
Just place them separately. Make a Venn diagram. Yeah. Make a Venn diagram of healing totems. Having a look at some of the other talents, though, we can see ETC has also taken groupies. More healing from ETC, and he
first aid also on Illidan, Pitch Perfect on Lily.
Perfect and Protoss on Lily. Just so much healing, and the Mule coming in from Tastar as well. If he'd taken the leeching plasma on his shields, it would just be all healing all the time. Actually, Control 2. Current healing, everyone except Illidan has a healing bar on BR BakerZ.
Pretty nice. Speaking of BR BakerZ, they're just going to say, okay, we're going to the top lane, we're taking out your towers, goodbye. And immediately, Alternate's going to try and fight back against this, but it's going to be very, very hard, as, well, they have the double support composition, which deals a little bit less damage than the triple support composition that BR BakerZ are running. And that scares me.
I'm just having a look at how much healing has gone down. We have 3k on Malfurion and 5k on Rhaegar on the side of Alternate, whereas on the side of BR BakerZ, 3k on Tassadar, 4k on Lily, 1.6k on Tyrande, and 700 on ETC. But he only got his healing ability a level or so ago.
Yeah, but on the other hand, overhealing is also counted in the total healing done, and I like what BR BakerZ is doing here. They're just sitting in that bush, and they were waiting for a long time to decide to get out there, but they were just hoping that Alternate would overextend and allow them to get a nice catch onto any of the squishies on the side of Alternate. Vala going for the more, well, the safer multi-shot build here, but top lane, Illidan onto Alan, also doing quite a bit of damage here.
Yep, Nande still playing very aggressively with this Illidan, able to zone Alan very effectively as well. And BR BakerZ, just the rest of the team playing safe. Illidan, knowing that there's no one else up here, was able to play a bit aggressively, but now coming down to join his team in the bottom lane. Whereas Malfurion has gone up to the top lane to join up with Alan, which means they're going to be a bit split if they try to go into the mines. That's a very risky approach, and there we go. The stun from Tekno Viking does miss because everyone went into the mines. And the mosh pit also misses. That was a bit too far, bit too much there out of Tekno Viking. And now Alternate getting a seed advantage thanks to the fact they did split up. It did not go in BR BakerZ's favour at all.
Yeah, although you would expect it, BR BakerZ now trying to do something about Alternate, but Alternate's like, we're immediately going to escape. If we get 50 skulls, we're going to just leave the mines. They actually get exactly 50 skulls, so this is perfect for Alternate. Gluehammer will go down. But what Alternate can do right now is just say, okay, we're going to start pushing. and you guys can go for the golem if you so desire.
Yep, that is what they are going to do. They've already taken their easy camp, and oh no, wait, that was Alan who took BR Baker's easy camp. Sneaky, and that's going to start doing some damage. Bribey. Wait, no, is that bribe? Yes, it is. That's a nasty boy bribe. Okay, no stacks needed because this map is a bit too short. Nasty bribe. And now we do see both teams do have their ultimates up. 50-50 golems exactly. And this time, Alternate were able to grab that hard camp in plenty of time. And now moving on to their own easy camp to help defend against the golem. Having a look at the ultimates, very standard stuff. We already saw the mosh pit completely miss, but we do know that ETC has it. Metamorphosis is in the pot for Illidan. We have the Jug of 1,000 Cups coming in for Lili, and the standard Archon and Starfall coming in for Tastar and Tyrande. Whereas on the side of BR Baker's, it is going to be Putrid Bile again, worked well last time. Strafe for the... Oh no, sorry, this is Alternate, sorry. We have the Putrid Bile on the side of Alternate this time. We have the Twilight Dream coming in from Malfurion just for that extra damage and maybe to disable someone else on the side of BR Baker's. Strafe coming in for Valor for extra damage. Ravenous Spirit for the range damage and the ancestral healing for all the protection. So not running the double healing support comp. Going to try and get that extra damage out with that Twilight Dream.
Gluehammer actually coming from the side here. Nice hook there with Tomsy. He's going to get locked up by those skeletons. That's probably going to be the end of Tomsy as the Ravenous Spirit is doing so much damage. The Mosh Pit is doing absolutely zilch. And that means that Alternate, after such a long time where they couldn't even put a dent in a pack of butter, they're coming back very, very strong.
Yep, very much so. Really good engagement by them. It's now Thief and Conti on the defense. The two the two healers, two supports there hanging in the back. In the meantime, Nanda's actually done a pretty good job of clearing up this golem in the top lane. He will save his fort. However, bottom fort looking under some serious duress, will probably go down, especially now that these siege giants have just arrived.
Reinforcements have arrived. That's the end of that fort. But I would imagine Alternate seeing that that top fort is so like they can just rotate up there and take it out in just a few multi-shots.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that Valor had just gone B, they still definitely have the opportunity of regrouping. We're seeing most of them go B now. Getting some health, getting some mana, and then, like you said, more than likely to roll up there and just do some damage. In the meantime, Nande just clearing the way, making sure that lane is a bit at least pushed up, so that it's going to be a bit more difficult.
Well, it's pushed up, and then suddenly Alternate.
Yep, suddenly Alternate. We have to see BR Baker's roam up here. There's nothing else on the map really for them to do, so they have to at least try and defend, or at least get in the engagement. Having a look at the ultimates, most of the ultimates are down. Jug of 1,000 Cups is still up, as well as is Metamorphosis up, or is it that the bug again? Let's have a look. No, Metamorphosis is... It is up, actually. I was just misclicked. So they do have some of the ultimates, whereas Alternates, all their ultimates are up.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting fight here. And look at Ardren. Ardren having picked up the Mega Smash, allowing his Slam to get a little bit of increased range. And they're just going to... Oh, Mopsio getting caught out. Might this be the engage here? Nande jumping straight onto Mopsio, but is immediately running out. Yeah, BR Bakers, after that last fight, are very scared of Alternate right now. And they should well be. Tekno Link and Nande going in the Mosh Pit. It's absolutely nothing. Mopsio in a lot of trouble. The Twilight Dream coming out. The Ancestral Healing keeps Mopsio alive. And the Ravenous Spirit is so Ravenous that it's dealing such an amount of damage to Tekno Viking, as well as Tastar goes down.
Yep, Tassadar does go down, but Tekno Viking able to stay alive. Nande is now trying to get Guccio, but the healing surge just able to keep him alive. Nande is now on the run. Popped his evasion, is now being chased. Tekno Viking with the peeling, but Conti does get hooked. He is definitely going down.
Malfurion next went down to the tower, so that was a little bit of a dumb move there. Oh, Nande coming in.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. He's gone.
Dead. Yeah, he's sent to the butcher.
Yeah, this is what we saw there from Nande is a condition that we see from a lot of Illidan players in solo ladder, and if we want to compare it to another game, a lot of lower level Lee Sins in League of Legends.
Lee Syndrome.
Lee Syndrome, or as I like to call it, chronic feeding syndrome, where you see a target and it's immediately, I want to get that target, and you just dive in no matter what is happening.
I'm a little bit curious here. Alternate is completely ignoring the top skull camp.
Yeah, they can come back for that.
And now they're going straight onto Tekno Viking. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. Face Melt just going to force away Gluehammer. Stun from Tomsy might keep Techno Viking alive.
Oh no, that's bad.
And now he has nowhere to run. He has to heal on himself. Will be running. Oh, so unfortunate. The Skeletons actually timed out before they could do anything. And Alton is like, okay, we're taking the skulls, and then we're going straight back upstairs.
Beat up Bakers are still in the mines. The entire team is here now. Techno Viking once again runs into an entire enemy team and just shrugs off all the damage and is now going in. He has the relentless.
Like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yep, they've got what they want.
And I have to say, this is a perfect strategy, to be honest. Just get enough skulls and then leave the mines, because your opponents, they are forced to do the golem. Because if they don't and they start fighting against Alternate again, then they're bound to lose the golem somehow. Because Alternate can just say, okay, we're fighting at the golem, whatever, have fun.
Yep, this is very true, but there we go. Beat our Bakers. Going to be grabbing what is left of that golem. Nunde able to mount out and run out of there, due to the fact that he has full resources, because he has none.
But look at the camps. The camp timing, once again, so good by Alternate.
Yeah, able to grab everything. Not able to grab the easy camp, because it still has a 1 minute cooldown, because they keep stealing it.
Why are they not... Oh, wait, they're saving it up until the Grave Golem spawns.
Yeah, it's still only at their gate. I think it's in range for the... I think the Giants will aggro onto it. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Because I thought they take this path.
Yeah,
so,
where Proto's going right now.
Yeah, so they won't actually go for that. So I guess it's just split pushing.
To be honest, I can actually see why they're doing this, because this sent is after the wave of minions, and most likely Nanda is going to be joining the team in the top lane very, very soon. So as a result, these giants are going to be unimpeded in that bottom lane, allowing Alternate to not just get one piece of the pie, but actually get two at the same time.
Yep, going to be pushing 2 lanes while BR Bakers are busy dealing with this top lane. And this is the situation that is basically every team's worst nightmare. Being pushed in on the Haunted Mines, your opponent has a stronger golem, and the enemy team has the Stitches. That is the worst situation, because it's like any other composition, it's like, okay, we'll defend now, but there's the hook. They're able to dash out, and Techno Viking also able to walk away pretty safely. Mule now being used on this keep. Both teams are actually running Mule, and it's working pretty effectively. Both of them. Golem now down. Techno Viking goes in. And the mosh pit once again hits no one. There's the Ravenous Spirit going on to Techno Viking, who is now rooted. He will go down eventually. And here comes the continuation of the fight. There's this follow-up stun, though. Gluehammer actually having to vault out of there before he gets killed off. The chase will continue. It's currently Lily leading the charge, but she has to back up before she gets killed. Thief having to phase shift to get out and not get caught. But we did see a kill going down. They were able to take down ETC. But that mosh pit has not worked once this entire game.
But look at who he has to deal with. He has to deal with the Twilight Dream. Oh, nice sentinel down to Mopsy. Almost took him out. Has to deal with the Twilight Dream. Has to deal with the Vault coming out of Vala. Has to deal with Rhaegar just healing up whoever is in there. And to be honest, I would say Peter BakerZ is coming out of this one a lot better than Alternate, because look at this bottom keep.
Yeah, bottom keep pretty low. However, we do have to remember that Malfurion is running the Mule. He can drop this down once it is off cooldown. Where is Malfurion?
Near the base.
Mule is
not on.
Mule just came off cooldown, and there we go. That will start repairing. Speed up Bakers will need to either push that quite quickly or try and find another opportunity to basically push it down from full health. For now, though, they're just continuing to group up in this bottom lane. Alternate looking for a fight. They do have a side advantage. Oracle sees everything, so they know to be careful. It looks like BR Baker's pretty willing to fight as themselves if they're actually if they can get a good angle. That watchtower is in favor of Alternate, so they know it's happening.
BR Baker's doesn't really want to be fighting here. They don't have their ultimates. And yeah, Techno Viking is still here. You can just see.
He's trying. He's trying.
It's scary, though.
Yep. Oh, there's the stun of Arden. They are going on it. Yep, there is the Putrid Bile. Like you said, they're fighting without their ultimates here. The Jug of 1,000 Cups.
So much damage from the Ravenous Spirit. Just look at it go. It's taking out Techno Viking. It's taking out Nande. It's taking out Tomzy. They're trying to get the kill into Nande. They just can't really get it down. But the dimensional shift without the healing means that Thief is a sitting duck.
Heal him.
His goose is baked.
Yep, there is the shield, and there is the Blinding Wind trying to defend, but here comes Mopsio for the chase. We did see Nunde able to escape. He was able to be out. Actually, no, he isn't. Where is he? Oh, he is.
He is been able to
he just ran really far.
Lily went down in that melee.
Yep, this is true. And BR Bakers Still in trouble. Like you said, they tried to fight without their ultimates. Juggler 1000 Cups did something, but the combination of Ravenous Spirit with Specialized Toxin, which is the increased damage on Nazibo's passive by 200, is just so hard to deal with, even with all this healing. And they were able to dodge the Digit Hook this time, but the chase continues thanks to Frost Shot and the slowing totem from Raygun.
Tom's in a lot of trouble.
He's
He's taken
dead.
down very, very low. Yeah, that's the end. Now on to Nande. Nande should have his dash there. He goes. We'll be able to escape this one. And Alternate once again in a good position. And they're going to be splitting up once again to get as many of these skulls as they can.
Yep, Nazibo once again stealing the easy camp. And is just going to head back into the top lane and start getting the skulls from there. Beat our BakerZ, realizing they are in some serious trouble, are just going to rush this keep. I doubt they'll be able to get the core, but they may be able to get a keep out of this. But then they have to fight a 100 skull golem. Alternate, looking at them in the mines, only a couple of them seem to care. Everyone else is just finishing up the skulls they have. I mean, see, Valor did be... Oh no, they stopped their bees. They're just going for it. They don't think that Beat our BakerZ will try for the finish. And they're probably right.
Very well done. At 100 Skull Golem should be enough for Alternate to immediately end the game on the spot, even if Beat our BakerZ decides, well, I think
Beat our BakerZ did have to commit there and just try and push the core, just at least to force them to be out of the mines.
Yeah, now we're looking at a 100 Skull Golem. This has to be game.
They're going for Beat our BakerZ, going for the mercenaries. This time they are able to get them, but like you said, a 100 Skull Golem. They now have the choice. They either have to defend against the 100 Skull Golem and possibly the team of Alternate, or they have to just fight, or they have to try and base race. It looks like they're going to defend Alternate, giving them a chance by actually defending against the... No, they're not.
To be honest, I would definitely not like it if Alternate decided to actually go for the finish here, because of the fact we saw what happened last time. We saw exactly.
But they have vision. They had vision of Beat our BakerZ back in the base because they were standing on the golem spawn. But I liked what they were doing though. It gives vision. But yeah, they were hanging around their own golem, just the enemy golem, just in case the Beat our BakerZ did decide to push. Now that they know they are all here in the base, they know they can push with this golem and basically go for the win. Beat our BakerZ need to pull off basically the perfect fight, kill off everyone super quick, and then kill off the golem. Their own golem is already about to die to a catapult. And the core.
It's not even getting through the shield, so that's already very bad. Yep. And this 100 Skull Golem is going in. Tekno Viking looking for the ultimate, but he can't really get there. He's still alive. Tekno Viking now finally with a 3-man mosh pit, but it isn't enough. ETC goes down. Nande will be the next to go down. Although he's trying to heal up, but the string ray is just too much.
Oh, there's so much healing coming out. The fight does continue. Gluehammer is being dropped low, but Thief having to dimensional shift, and that is pretty much it. They weren't able to kill off to keep the kill counts even there, and now there's just not enough damage in this composition. The Starfall doing a lot. There's the Mule, but it's not enough. The Golem will finish this off. Krolu may die. Nope, there's the shield, there's the healing, and that is GG. Alternate taking game number 2 in this best of 5 series, 1 away from winning.
Yeah, and
ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping into game number 3 of this best of 5 series. Could be the last one, could be the start of the Beat our BakerZ epic comeback, or it could just be the game that Beat our BakerZ win to let us keep our constant 3-1 sprees going on.
Yeah, probably making this stream more environmental friendly.
Not sure I understood the joke there.
Trees.
Yeah. Go on. You can have it.
I can have it, yes! Tekno wins.
Alright, so we are loading in to the Dragonshire, and spawning on the left-hand side in the blue trunks, it is Beat our BakerZ. He doesn't have the skin, sad times, but spawning currently in the base. Nope, there he goes. It is going to be Tekno Viking on the Chen. In the mid lane, it is Thief on the Asmodan. It is Conti on the Malfurion. Nande is on the Ufa, and Tomsy is running the Nazibo with the Nazibra.
10 seconds.
And on the other side, we have Alan playing the Malfurion, Gluehammer once again playing the Fala, Mopsio playing the the Zeratul. We have Ardren playing the ETC, and finally we have Krolu playing the Monarch Brightwing.
So Alan's playing the Malfurion, huh?
Yeah. No, Alan's playing the Tyrant.
There we go.
That's the Malfurion.
You got the wrong druid.
Yeah, they look the same.
No, they don't. You're saying that Tyrande looks like an old man with leaves in his beard.
Yes.
Well, alright. So there we go. We are in game number 1 currently. Both teams appear to be going for the 4-men mid. Right Wing and Chen will be sharing the top lane for the moment. Neither team going to get a significant advantage at the moment. For now, though, Malfurion is just trying to get the minions low with the help with Nande helping, so that Thief can start stacking on them. And he didn't even get the stack from that one. That is unfortunate. Got Ardren,
but Ardren is now going in. Nande takes quite a bit of damage, but nice laser.
Laser! He's so low. Moonfire! Oh, come on! Ardren, you are the luckiest son of a bitch I have ever seen. That was amazing, though. He does survive. Still no first blood. And having a look at Asmodan, still currently no stacks. There we go. He just got his first stack.
He got his first stack? How do you know?
Because I hovered over his ability in the overlay.
You can, of course, click.
Yeah, just click on him and hover over the Q.
Exactly. Speaking of Q, Krolu is going to get jumped on by Tekno Viking. He's just waiting in the brush like a good panda and just going to deal some damage to Krolu, but yeah.
Those two are just trading each other. We have heals versus shields. Both players just going to be fighting. We do have Conjurer's Pursuit coming out of Malfurion and Ufa. And we have the Death Ritual coming out of Nazibero. And Chen going for the Regeneration Master. It looks like he may be going for that full regen build, which is hilarious. Currently, he's trading very well with Krolu, continuing the chase. But we're seeing Mopsio coming up here. Tekno Viking gets polymorphed midway through brewing, and this is actually really dangerous for him. Having to back up, he needs to start brewing to survive. Nope, doesn't get to do it. Does get taken out by Mopsio. Very good job there. And that is first blood going over to alternate. Let's have a check in on Thief. Up to 16 stacks now, so getting quite a bit of extra damage there.
Oh, he's running straight into Alan. Alan dropping the Lunar Flare. It's not all that much, but
he's just going onto
away very slowly. The laser from Thief onto Gluehammer. But that's at least equalized in the mid lane. Krolu now moving towards his shrine here, going to be fighting with Nande, but he has to be careful. Tekno Viking is in the area. Mopsio also going to be joining in. Here's the hammer onto Krolu. Nice shielding there. Mopsio going in as well, but he's taking way too much damage for what he wants. And that's why they call him Gluehammer.
Gluehammer coming in from the bot lane. Fire from Tekno Viking doing a lot of damage, but now he's being chased. He needs to brew to survive, but it's not enough. Once again, just completely wiped. He's not getting the health globes he needs right now for that health regen, and Brightwing teleporting down to the bot lane to try and help fight Tomsy. Both shrines in favour of Alter at the moment. Alan going on to Thief. Thief gets a couple more stacks there, but is now having to back up. He's taking a lot of harassment damage. And
speaking of harassment damage, Gluehammer is actually coming into the mid lane. They're going to try and stop him with that harassment damage. He's so desperately trying, but that's what's going to happen. I mean, he's playing against the come on and slam guy.
Asmodan plus Malfurion. If you had a Tassadar, this would be the most annoying lane. Right now, Nande is fighting Mopsio in the top lane. This is not going to go well for him. He needs to back up. It looks like he will actually go down. No, the stun might have saved him, but that was the wrong way to run. The heal keeps him alive. And Tomsy also nearly goes down. Is able to back out, though, to keep himself alive and can now deal with this easy camp. Brightwing teleporting up to the top lane, though, to help deal with Tekno Viking. Once again, polymorphed out of his brew, and is going to go down for the third time to Zeratul here.
Yeah, Mopsio really doesn't like him. Gluehammer now in the mid lane, trying his best to get the Dragonite, and finally they do get the first Dragonite. Gluehammer immediately rotating up to the top lane. Well, rotating, more like Ruffle stomping up to the top lane, where he's going to be dealing some damage to these towers. Of course, the first Dragonite isn't all that powerful. Nice usage of the Firebreath, though. It hits everything.
Yep, but there are positionings on this map where you can just only get hit by one tower and still hit both towers and the wall with your Firebreath. It's all about the positioning. Tekno Viking currently just chilling here, trying to harass down Gluehammer. The Gluehammer just dealing as much damage as he can and is able to punt Tekno Viking a bit as well. Someone just got a bribe stack. It's Brightwing. She's the only one in the game with it. And for now, just continuing to harass Gluehammer. Is just doing as much damage as he can from range. He does not want to get popped out early. And we can see him now changing his way, making his way to the mid lane to start working on those towers as well.
Most likely going to be positioning his Dragonite right in front of the tower so that when it explodes, it takes down the mid tower as well. So that's going to happen in a few seconds. Here we go.
Oh, it lived, but able to take it down with the multi-shot. Tekno Viking, on the other hand, has been aggroing onto Mopsio, but it's just going to tank through the rest of Valor's shots there.
For now, though, Ardren and Alan are moving in onto Tomsy, and both teams have, or rather, Alternate has already picked up their ultimates. We have Void Prison coming out of Zeratul as expected. Tarant with the Starfall, Right Wing with the Blink Heal, we have Strafe coming out of Vala, and we have Moshpit coming out of ETC. And speaking of the Blink Heal, it has fallen a little bit out of favor because of Emerald Wind and its ability to, well, reposition the entire fight. But, well, Blink Heal is still very valid pickup, especially to, well, get out of jail free. Just jump onto a minion.
Yep, pretty effective for personal escape, and due to the fact that they don't actually have as much healing as they would probably otherwise like if they'd taken someone like a Rhaegar or like an Uther. So taking the Blink Heal, still going to give Krolu a bit of extra healing, and like you said, the escape is pretty important. Bottom Bruiser goes over to Alternate, and they are taking quite a lot of control. We are seeing beat up BakerZ though, gonna be able to grab their own Bruiser, and Techno Viking getting owled, but his shield does absorb the damage.
So for now, Blackpool has been picked up by Asmodee. This is an interesting pickup. Sometimes you see the... Oh, Krolu has to be
it's with the Q. Blackpool is a standard with this build because it does huge buffing to the Q when you're going with the stacking build.
Ah, there we go. That's the point why he picked it up.
Yep, and now he should actually be able to just one-shot a minion wave. We should see this in a sec. Keep an eye on him. We might be able to see him one-shot a minion wave. Yep! And now the stacking begins.
Pretty insane.
Yep, so he's currently on 62 bonus damage thanks to those stacks. Nande, though, in danger. He is able to cleanse himself. He is trying to back out there. There's the polymorph. And we did see Asmodee throwing in there, but he only did a little bit of extra damage. There's a Divine Storm coming in from Nande Ghost there. But that is 1 kill for 0. And the bribe, Alternate stealing the beat up BakerZ easy camp.
I'm a little bit curious why the team of... Peter Baker's actually picked up the Dragon Shrine map. Other than, of course, you have such a small width, distance between the middle and the bottom lane. It's also one of the maps that is pretty fast, in my opinion. So
it is the best map for this build.
Yeah, I know, but it's still a pretty fast map.
Yeah, I'd say so, but that's actually probably going to work out in their favor as long as they can defend. Asmo's going to be doing humongous amounts of damage very early on in the game. Like we've said, huge stacks at below 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know, fat stacks, but Thief already taking quite a bit of damage. Mopsio going straight for Conti.
He is getting healed up by Tranquility, able to back out and keep himself alive. The double healing is working pretty well. Tekno Viking, though, once again going very aggro, doing what Chen does. And just going hugely aggro onto any weakened enemies and just sticking to them as much as possible. However, they are still a talent behind, and it's proving very difficult for them to make up that deficit.
Yeah, in the terms of talents, we're looking at Zeratul picking up the the Reblink. You have Ice Block coming out of Brightwing, Lunar Blaze coming out of Tarant. We have Frost Shot coming out of Vala, and finally Uber Rockstar coming out of Ardren, giving his team even more mobility in battle.
Yeah, but having a look at Ardren's ability, Ardren's talent choices actually, this is personally the build that I run. In my opinion, it's one of the most effective when you are the solo tank for your team. You're taking the block early game just to make sure that you have some form of defense, and his level 1 options aren't actually that good. He sees Pawnshop Guitar, reducing the cost of guitar solo. The Guitar Hero, meaning the bonus damage, meaning you're actually doing something in a fight. And the Uber Rockstar, meaning every time you cast an ability, you're basically giving your team a mini Bloodlust.
And that is just what they need. And speaking of what they need, Tomsy is in a very bad position here, but Mopsio misses everything.
Yep, he tried to land
this seems to be a recurring theme. I mean, last week, Mopsio couldn't hit any of his gravity bombs.
This is true. He's still struggling. He's actually taken the Greater Cleave at level 1, which does mean he was able to hit that, luckily, with that extra range. So at least he is hitting an ability.
Yeah, true enough. But now they're actually moving onto this bottom fort. They're forcing Tomsy away, and this fort is going to go down really, really fast. Starfall plus the Siege Giants plus the entire team of Alternate is more than enough to take it down. Now they actually get the stun on the Thief. The Thief will be able to walk away very, very slowly.
Yep, Thief backing out, does not want to get caught out here. His job is to harass from range, and minion wave cleared, and huge damage to Gluehammer there. But not going to be enough to stop this. Thief actually going to use something to be back for base. And yeah, Nande using Sprint to try and escape.
Nope.
There's the stun. Second knockback. Does not choose to use his power slide to try and lock down Nande instead. Nande will escape and will begin working on this hard camp. However, we do see the shrines are spawning in 9 seconds. And this will mean, this will equal very large difficulties. Thief still stacking while all this is going on. What's he on at the moment? On 162 stacks at 10 minutes.
So that's not really that good.
It's not that good, but it is still it is still bonus damage. It's still pretty effective. He's still clearing minion waves, which is nice.
For now, but look at Ardern, he's already on the shrine. He's going to get cancelled, but he's immediately going to restart the capturing. He's going to get the Dragon Shrine again. Brightwing, in a lot of trouble, will be forced to jump out of it with the Blink Heal. Actually gets out of there, has the phase shift available, so will be joining her team in just a few seconds. Ardern picking up yet another of these towers. The Mule isn't going to be doing all that much. Beautiful Void Prison, but the issue is
just going to run the Dragon Knight into it. That does not stop the timer, unfortunately, so that was not a great move. The barrel, Tekno Viking coming in, doesn't actually hit anyone, but is able to zone some people a little bit. Not very effective at all. Having a look at some of the other talents while this push does continue, it's very difficult for BakerZ to defend. We can see that we do have range of the increased damage coming in from Tyrande on her Owl. There's the Ravenous Spirit, though, trying to deal some damage. The laser also came in. Thief attempting to deal with this Dragon Knight just by poking it. And there's the Q. Lot of damage, 700 damage per Q with the Black Pool. So it is still pretty effective here. Dragon Knight actually getting blocked in here thanks to the nice zombie wall from Tomsy. It looks like it will get killed off with 10 seconds remaining, but it's Ardern inside. Going to be very hard to pick him off, especially now that he has the Stone Skin talent.
Yeah, that's going to give him quite a very healthy health pool. For now, though, if we're looking at the top lane, there's a huge push going in conjunction with one of Aspenden's generals, giving all those minions a huge buff that will allow them to take down the fort at least to half health. And speaking of forts, 6-4 currently, but look at the kills right now, Tetcher, 5-0. And Alternate, with 2 levels ahead, looks like they aren't stopping anytime soon.
Yep, BakerZ need to somehow get level 17 before Alternate hit level 18, and then try and just win a fight then. They need to reduce the level deficit as much as possible and then win a fight in order to get themselves back into this game. They are struggling. In the meantime, Asmo is still getting a bit out of control in terms of damage. He is working his way there. He's a bit behind some of the other Asmodans we've seen, but he is still working his way there, and he can get this game back into BakerZ's favour if they can continue to stack him up and get him into a good position. Right now, though, top lane 4 is in danger. Tomsy is starting to defend, and huge damage once again, but there was a Bruiser camp there which will survive. Gluehammer having to back up, got the burn damage from that Globe of Annihilation and the spiders from Tomsy there.
And, well, if we look at the bottom lane, Alternate continuing their push. They have the Siege Giants up, they have the Minions up, and they're just waiting for the next shrines. And that's basically what Alternate has been doing all the game long. They know they can't really push with the Minion waves because of Asmodee, so they are going immediately for the Dragon Knight, which they know Asmodee is not going to be dealing enough damage to deal with that one in one go. Yep,
we do see Thief continuing to push forward. However, we do see the easy camp of BakerZ being stolen. Chen, though, is actually going in to try and deny this. He is barreling just to steal this, and he does grab his own team's easy camp back. Thief is in the background. Mosh Pit hits no one. We're not seeing very good mosh pits tonight. There's the Ravenous Spirit coming in from Tomsy. It will chase Alternate, but no one dies. The Q does land onto Ardern, but he's just able to shrug it off, really. And once again, no one dies, and that was probably BakerZ's best fight they've had. And they weren't able to get a kill out of it, and they popped all their ultimates, whereas Alternate, they do still have the Strafe and the Void Prism left over.
And, of course, the Blink Heal from Brightwing, but that's pretty much always off cooldown. It's such a short cooldown, just like the Blackpool.
Yeah, it's like Napalm, it's like Blackpool. No one really cares about their cooldowns, they just sort of roll with it.
Yeah, pretty much. So Crowley is just going to be clearing out this wave. His top fort is going to fall, perhaps, to all this...
Ooh, minions! Stop attacking other minions! Stupid minions. In the meantime, Mopsio is continuing to push the mid lane with his minions here, but BakerZ looking to finally get themselves on the board with a kill, but Ardern, just too hard to pin down, is just going to tank everything
is
here.
Going in
That's
here.
very
Alan
aggressive.
Gets the stun. There's the Divine Storm coming out. Alan's still trying to get out of it. Luna Flare doesn't hit anyone. He does manage to get the Hunter Mark down to Tomsy. Finally, they get their first kill. Now Gluehammer together with Ardern trying their best just to stop this wave.
Escape. Yep, the Q from Asmodee just chunked that. Gluehammer is actually getting spidered here very aggressively. He's having to back up.
But in the meantime, Mopsio, mid lane.
Yep, he does take down the first keep of the game. BakerZ, though, looking to respond in kind. There's the Q. Doesn't actually clear the minion wave that time. Unfortunately, he hasn't been stacking quick enough to keep up. BakerZ, though, going to be able to kill a lot here. In the meantime, though, Mopsio is being sneaky.
Yeah, he is going to be sneaky down to the Lunar Shrine. He's going to be picking that one up, and that's going to allow him to move to the mid lane while the rest of BakerZ is still fighting. So, Tekno Viking with the brew is going to try and survive a long time, gets knocked out of his brew, but look at the damage that Alternate is dealing all on their own, and Mopsio is on the Dragon Knight. Tekno Viking turning into his barrel. He's going to be knocking everyone around, and Gluehammer on his way, running away from Thief. Just, well, I would say...
Stun him.
Delaying.
Nice, that's it. He's down. Yep, Dragon Knight was stolen, however, Mopsio, he's just going for it. He's trying to solo the core at this point. However, BakerZ did just kill 2 people. They are now Nunde trying to B, but Arden stops the B. We are now seeing Thief is the only one who's actually being. He will head back to base. However, the shield is down. Mopsio just going for it. Thief is now back. He's going to start working on this with the Blackpool laser, doing huge damage to the Dragon Knight. However, their core is dropping super low. Yeah, I don't think he can defend this. There's the mule. That was a bit too far away. Travel time's important here. There's the stun out of Nunde trying to defend. Mule's healing. It is now Mopsio. There's the double bomb, and that's game. Mopsio with the back door.
But that was exactly what they had to do. Alternate just had to delay them a little bit. You could see by the way they were fighting that they weren't fighting to win.
Yeah.
They were fighting
to... Stop the ports!
Yeah, wow. But I have to say, Alternate with those core rushes, this is the second game out of the best of 5 series that they do exactly the same thing. They go straight for the core, and then they just delay their opponents.
Yeah, very, very well played by Alternate. Commiserations to BakerZ. Those last few fights, they finally started to get some momentum back. But Zeratul, sneaky, and then suddenly not so sneaky Dragon just walked into their base and just destroyed everything. And the biggest props for that entire game, I have to say, have to go to Ardren. Because in that last fight, he basically Gluehammer gave his life quite early on. Ardren, he noticed the fight was going a bit badly, but that wasn't the point of the fight. He waited in a bush, kept an eye on members of BakerZ, and then stopped the ports of everyone except for Asmodan. And that was enough to give his team the chance to win.